He failed his first hearing test. At about 9 months old, they decided that they would fit him with grommets. That's inserting a very small tube into the eardrum, which allows the air to pass in and out so that the eardrum can actually work. Over the years, I lost count of how many surgeries he actually had. I believe that it ended up being about 8 grommet operations, from that first one at 15 months, the last one being when he was about 10.
I think that after I'd spent most of my life in and out of hospital, having various operations, grommet operations, and not really seeing much of a difference, that I got sick of it, and I didn't want to keep having operations that I didn't feel were helping me.
I always felt George coped well at school. He had good reports from his infant and primary school. Obviously had less contact when he went into senior school with his teachers, and he would be unlikely to report to me any difficulties that he had. I like to think he didn't have too many. I do know one incident when a teacher had asked him to do something which he hadn't heard.
And she'd asked me to take some textbooks back or something like that. And I didn't hear her, so I'd only taken mine back or something like that. And yeah, she'd muttered, I think it was under her breath, and I didn't hear it. And my mate had said to me, "Did you hear what she just said to you?" And I hadn't. She'd muttered something like, "Are you deaf?" to me as I was walking away, which was something that I didn't really experience that much at school, so it came as quite a surprise to me.
He wanted to study music and was obviously now concerned that the difficulties with his hearing were going to affect his ability to do music, to study it. He was already playing bass guitar and starting to teach himself other instruments.
When I went back when I was 17, when I decided that I wanted to try and do something about it, they gave me another hearing test, and yes, of course, my hearing wasn't any better, so they decided to try and do an exploratory operation to try and find out what was wrong.
During this operation, they discovered George only had 5% hearing in his right ear. They made him a special hearing aid, which enabled him to pursue a career in music.
Yeah, this is my hearing aid. It's got a little volume knob on it, so I can turn people up when I can't hear them and turn them down when I don't want to listen. Yeah, it's been a nifty little tool that has helped me out quite a lot over the last few years. I started playing in bands back when I was at secondary school, so from the age of 14 or something like that. The band I was in at that time was a band called Hollow Limit, and we started doing gigs at the end of secondary school, and then all through college we were starting to gig a lot. We did a lot of charity gigs and college music shows and that sort of thing. I managed to get the opportunity to write and produce all the music for a programme that was on BBC World called Horizon. That was very exciting.
Now George has his hearing aid and he's used it for a few years. He's been able to go to college and study music and has been very successful at it and is a lot happier.
George is currently in talks with a major record label about being signed. By giving just £5, you can help others, just like George, to achieve their dream. Thank you.